Hey y'all, it's been a minute. It's been about 1 month, I think, since we last checked in with each other. I was supposed to be doing these weekly check-ins every week, but that's a little bit unrealistic. So I'm gonna start doing them more like once a month or every other month because I'm a lot more busy now that I have a job, which I will tell you all about. But first, what I wanted to do was I kind of want to just do a recap on my month, what I've been working on, how I've kind of switched gears, and some of the things that I'm learning right now. So, about a month ago when we last met, I was working on rereading Eloquent JavaScript, really strengthening my JavaScript fundamentals, building full stack applications, really tightening up and cleaning up one of my personal projects, which is the stretch project that I was doing, yourstretchbreak.com. I was also learning a lot about data structures and algorithms, and I was also starting to learn about MySQL, which is a relational database. So as I was learning JavaScript and I started getting really into like doing code wars and solving little puzzles and things like that, one of the things that struck me was how much I hated code wars and how much I really disliked kind of solving these arbitrary puzzles. I do see why they're helpful. I don't think that they're unhelpful to learn, because as I was doing more code words and I was getting kind of like into the 7KUs, I found that they specifically helped me with learning string methods and array methods. And quickly recalling like, okay, maybe I need to use like sort method or map method or, any of those things. Like I was like, okay, this is really helping me get to the answer faster and then think about which algorithm would make sense for this. But I didn't really enjoy them. I know some people really enjoy code wars and I get it, but it's just not fun for me. The other thing was once I started moving away from MongoDB and moving more towards MySQL, learning about relational databases, I found that interesting too, but I found it completely boring. I really, really did not like learning about databases or how they worked or how to connect them to my project. While I was successful in doing it, I didn't find any joy in that process. One of my extreme passions that I'm like super obsessed with and can talk your ear off about for like 2 hours is web accessibility. And as I was kind of like applying to all these different jobs, I started thinking about like, what if like I just apply for web accessibility jobs instead of just going gung-ho for these full stack web application jobs. And the reason I started thinking about that is, throughout the whole year of last year, now that we're in 2023, I've been learning about web accessibility. I've been learning about Section 508, which are the American Disability Act laws that require us to have accessible websites. And I've been learning about WCAG, which are the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines that kind of guide Section 508 with all the guidelines of like what to test for and what to do to make your websites accessible. This whole year I've been learning those guidelines, and then for my previous job as an occupational therapist, my primary role was helping students and individuals access the web and access any digital technology using assistive technology, and helping people with disabilities use the things that they need to use digitally. So because of that, I've been doing that for a few years. I'd already had a pretty good idea of web accessibility or digital accessibility, and I'd already been kind of learning about how to make like PDFs, PowerPoints, Word documents, and websites accessible. And this is really niche, doing it full time. I just knew that I loved it, and I've been doing all these little trainings on it. I'd also been doing trainings of my own on stream. I started doing those, just teaching people about how to test their websites. And then I created this audit for myself to test my own websites and to help friends and other people who'd asked me to test their websites. I hit flow so many times just doing web accessibility audits, which may sound boring to some people, but I just love looking at a web page and looking at the guidelines and then testing and using the automated tools and using the manual tools. I loved it so much, and I started talking to people about it in a way that like lit me up in a way that um, JavaScript and databases didn't, right? This whole year of learning actually helped me understand exactly what I needed to do. It helped me learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are the foundations of things you need to know when you're doing something like accessibility engineering. So really this whole year, plus my background as an occupational therapist, where I was already working with people with disabilities for like 10 years and helping people access the web and access digital means of, whatever they needed to do through assistive technology or other means. I was like, this is actually exactly what I want to do. And I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it, because when I came to that realization, something just clicked and really, I don't know, I was like really excited. So I applied a lot of different places and I got a few interviews. And one of the interviews that I got actually was looking for like a remote job primarily, but I ended up interviewing for a job that was in Washington, D.C., kind of like a government-based contract for Section 508, which are those laws we talked about. And I really just liked the team. I liked what they were working on, and it felt like a really great opportunity for me to work on learning and applying what I've been learning in like a very structured way. Honestly, what I really want to do is be a great auditor, a great tester, and a great engineer in bringing people these more accessible websites. And the other thing that I realized is I really want to be an advocate. Like, I had already been an advocate, that's like part of my job description, but where I feel the most at home is when I am advocating for people who may not have access to the things that they need. So just thinking about my patients that I had in the past who, were close to tears because they couldn't shop online, they couldn't pay a bill online, they couldn't, play a game online, like really basic stuff that like the only reason they couldn't do it was because whoever made the page didn't do something as simple as like make the HTML semantics so that their screen reader could actually read what was on the page. So I got offered the position, which is really awesome. What I'm going to be doing pretty much for the next year is learning all about web accessibility, the web content accessibility guidelines, getting some certifications for that, learning about Section 508, really strengthening that. And what I'll also be doing is creating some trainings for engineers and web developers who are interested in making their websites more inclusive. That's really just where I'm at right now, what I love to do, and what I'm excited for me to share with everyone. So really, I have like so many people to thank, but really my biggest thanks goes to my study group that I study with for almost a whole year, and for 100 devs who taught me how to code for free, which is amazing. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm employed. I moved out of my townhouse. I'm in this new space temporarily while I look for an apartment in DC, and I'm really excited about what's to come. So I hope that you join me on this new journey of web accessibility, and that I can teach you guys some new things. I'll still be building my own websites, and I'll still be working on projects. I'll still be doing my little full stack web engineer stuff, but the focus for me will be on really teaching and learning and spreading the love of web accessibility all around, because I really believe that it starts with us as engineers, and it starts with us as newbie engineers to start making better habits and practices so that people can use our websites. I'll also be doing a review on 100 Devs, which I'm pretty excited about because 100 Devs got me a job. So I love that. So I really want to just tell everybody all about this free resource and program that can really help you learn some new skills and pivot into a new area. I'll be back with more videos and more trainings this week I'm streaming an intro to web accessibility stream, basically a training. And I'll be putting it up on YouTube, but I'll be going live, I think, on Thursday at 12. So if you want to check that out, please do. But I'll be linking it. So just subscribe and you'll get a notification when it's up. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.